The most surprising thing about crows so far has been their ability to recognize and remember particular people, and even just particular faces. That's been really surprising to me. I always knew they were smart. I always knew they could learn from trial and error because they're tough to catch.
When scientists listened to crow sounds with the help of AI, what they found left them completely stunned. You might think that when you step outside your house, no one is watching you. The road feels empty, there are no people around, and you are simply going about your day as usual. But imagine this. At that very moment, a crow sitting on an electric wire above is watching you carefully. Not just watching, remembering your face, recognizing the way you walk, and maybe even telling other crows about you. It sounds like something out of a movie. But when scientists fed thousands of hours of crow recordings into an AI system, the results were shocking. The AI did not just hear random calls. It detected a pattern, a system, and maybe even a kind of language. And the most disturbing part? This communication may not be only about food or danger. It may also include information related to humans. So the question is, if something is not only watching you, but also talking about you, then what exactly is it saying? Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now think carefully. Have you ever noticed that crows are found almost everywhere humans are? Whether it is a city, a village, a park, or even a quiet camping area. Wherever humans go, after some time, crows start appearing there too. And this does not happen randomly. They do not just fly in for no reason. They observe you, understand you, and slowly become part of your world. You might be walking down the road thinking everything is normal, but above you, a crow sitting on a wire is silently watching. Its gaze is not just for a moment. It is studying you closely, how you walk, what you wear, what you are carrying in your hand. You may feel like this is all just imagination, but reality may be very different. Crows usually sit in higher places, tree branches, poles, or wires. From there, they can clearly see the whole area. That means they can watch you without being noticed. And the most interesting part is this: they do not just see you once. They watch you again and again. If you pass through the same path every day, they begin recognizing you. Slowly, you become a familiar face to them. And this is where things start to feel strange. Because this is not just a bird watching you. It feels like a continuous kind of surveillance, as if someone is tracking you without a camera or a machine. AI experiment on crow sounds. Now we come to the experiment that changed the entire story. Scientists thought, let's try to understand crow sounds. For this, they did not use a small amount of data. They collected thousands of hours of recordings from cities, parks, forests, and even camping sites. Every kind of sound, every type of call, was fed into an advanced AI system. Their goal was simple. They wanted to see whether the machine could separate these sounds into different categories. For example, the sound for "I found food," the sound for "there is danger here," and the rest as normal communication. Basically, a simple sorting task. The scientists were confident that this is exactly what would happen. The machine would quickly identify the patterns and tell which sound belonged to which situation. At first, the AI did exactly what was expected. It grouped some sounds together. Some were linked to food, some to danger, and some seemed like ordinary communication. But then, slowly, something strange began appearing in the data. There were certain sounds that did not fit into any single category. They were repeating in a specific pattern again and again, but their meaning did not seem to be just food or danger. As the AI went deeper, the output became more and more complex. The patterns were so tangled that even human experts became confused for a moment. They could not understand what the machine was actually detecting, because this was not what it had been designed to find. The machine did not just identify different sounds. It noticed something no one had expected. AI finds language. The scientists believed the machine would simply sort the sounds into boxes. This is food, this is danger, this is normal. But what the AI showed changed everything. The machine indicated, this is not just noise. There is structure here. There is a pattern. That means these sounds are not being produced randomly. There is a system behind them. To understand this easily, take a simple example. If I say, the cat is sitting on the mat, you understand the meaning. But if I say, the mat is sitting on the cat, the words are almost the same, yet the meaning is ruined. That difference is called syntax, the proper order of words. The AI found something similar in crow sounds. It noticed that certain kinds of calls always came in a fixed sequence. And if that sequence changed, the meaning changed too. That is, when it became clear, these were not just emotional sounds. This was not like a dog simply barking or a cat simply meowing. There seemed to be a kind of grammar hidden in crow calls. The AI kept finding the same pattern in thousands of recordings. One specific call followed by another, then a third. And every time, that sequence carried the same meaning. The most surprising part was how consistent these patterns were. They could not be ignored. The machine began tagging them, almost the way humans recognize words and sentences. Now it was no longer just about sounds. It had become a system, and that is where the biggest revelation happened. Crows are not just making sounds. They may actually be speaking. And if they are speaking, then it suggests they may have their own language, a language we have been dismissing as noise all along. The Red Cap Man case. Then came a case that made everything even stranger. Scientists noticed a specific incident in the recordings, something we can call the Red Cap Man case. There was a man who regularly passed through a park, and he always wore a red cap. Whenever he appeared, a crow nearby would make a very specific kind of call. To human ears, it sounded ordinary, but the AI saw it differently. It analyzed the pitch, the length, and the pattern, then assigned it a specific tag. A few days later, the same man passed through the same path again. The same crow produced exactly the same sound. That much might be understandable. Birds recognizing humans has been observed before, but the real twist came later. A week after that, another crow, one that had probably never even seen that man before, made exactly the same sound when the same man appeared. Now, this was no longer normal. It suggested that the first crow had not kept the information to itself. Somehow, it had shared that information about that human with other crows. Just like we give someone a name, it seemed to create a sound for that man, an identity. And when the AI looked deeper, it found that this specific call was never used for any other human. That means it was a unique identity reserved only for that man. Just as humans use names, the crows appeared to have assigned the human a unique vocal marker. And this is where the most shocking idea emerges. They had given that human a name. Think about that. A bird is not only recognizing you, it is storing you in its system with an identity, then sharing that same identity across its network. That means to them, you are not just a stranger. You are an individual in their world, planning before events. Until this point, it seemed that crows simply watch, recognize, and tell each other. But then the AI noticed something even more unsettling: planning. In the recordings, certain patterns appeared that began before an event actually happened. For example, before a human even arrived, crows would start communicating in a specific sequence of calls. This was not random shouting. It happened in a fixed order. First one call, then another, then a third, and always in the same pattern. The AI described this as a planning phase. The implication is clear. They may not be simply reacting in the moment. They may be discussing something beforehand and deciding what to do. Just as humans make plans when facing danger, where to go, how to stay safe, something similar seemed to be happening among them. Think about it. You walk down the same path every day. One day, the moment you arrive, all the crows suddenly fly away together or begin making noise. You think it happened instantly, but maybe it was already decided. Maybe there had already been communication about you before you arrived. And that is what makes the whole story feel dangerous. Because now this is no longer just about watching and recognizing. Now, it is about understanding and preparing in advance. They are not just reacting to the world. They may be planning for it. Emotional tags and human categories. One thing kept appearing again and again in the AI data. Crows do not see all humans as the same. To them, we are not simply humans. We are divided into categories. For example, the human with food in hand, the human with a stick in hand. And for each category, their calls are different. Their reactions are different too. If a person feeds them every day, the sounds they make for that person are softer and lighter, almost as if they are identifying a friend. But if someone throws stones or picks up a stick, the tone changes immediately. The calls become louder, harsher, more like a warning. The meaning is obvious. They are not just recognizing you. They are also reading your intention. The AI detected what could be called emotional tags in these signals, some positive, some negative. That means every human carries a kind of emotional label in their system. Just as humans decide that one person is trustworthy and another is dangerous, crows also seem to decide who is a friend and who is a threat. And the biggest thing? A large part of their communication appears to revolve around humans. Whatever discussions they are having among themselves, we seem to keep appearing again and again in them. That means in their story, we may be the main characters. They are watching us, understanding us, and then making decisions based on that. And that creates a strange feeling. We think we are observing them. But maybe, in reality, they are observing us, not just watching, but categorizing us and assigning rules to each type of person. How is this even possible? Now comes the biggest question. How is any of this possible? How can a small bird, with a brain about the size of a walnut, understand such complex things? For years, scientists believed that true intelligence existed only in humans, because our brain has a special part called the cerebral cortex, the outer layer responsible for thinking, planning, and decision-making. Birds do not have this structure. So for a long time, people believed they lacked real mental power. But that is where the story changes. Later research showed that birds have a different structure in their brains called the pallium. It does not look like the human brain from the outside. But when scientists studied it under a microscope, they found something surprising. Inside, the neurons, the brain cells, are packed incredibly densely and closely together, allowing them to process information very quickly. In simple words, their brain may be small, but internally it is extremely powerful. Like a tiny USB drive holding the power of a supercomputer. The size is small. The processing power is immense. Because of this, some scientists have even started calling birds feathered apes, because their ability to think and understand in some ways resembles that of monkeys, and to some extent even humans. So the point is clear. The problem is not that crows are weak. The problem is that we have always underestimated them. Their brains are built differently, but they may be just as powerful, and in some cases, perhaps even more efficient than ours. Proof of intelligence. Now, if someone still thinks this is all luck or coincidence, then look at these examples, because they show clearly that this is not just cleverness. It is real understanding. First, let's talk about the New Caledonian crow. These birds are often called the engineers of the bird world. They do not simply pick up a twig and use it. They actually make tools. There is a special plant called pandanus. These crows carefully cut its long, sharp leaves, then make a specific pattern of cuts and tear them in a step-like shape. In the end, they create something like a saw, which they use to pull insects out of tree bark. This is not random behavior. It is a pre-planned design, and the result comes out almost the same every time. Now, consider the famous water test. Scientists placed food inside a long tube filled with water. The food was floating, but the crow could not reach it directly. Nearby were two kinds of objects, heavy stones and light pieces of styrofoam. If this were simple trial and error, the bird might pick anything. But the crow looked at both, then chose only the heavy stones and dropped them into the tube one by one. The water level rose. Eventually, the food came within reach. It completely ignored the styrofoam because it understood that those pieces would not sink. That means it demonstrated an understanding of basic density and displacement. And it does not stop there. In another test, crows were given a box with food inside. To get the food, they had to press a hidden button. The button could not be reached directly with the beak, so they were given a stick. The crows used the stick to press the button and got the food. The meaning is clear. They understand cause and effect. Now put all these things together, making tools, understanding physics. solving puzzles. This cannot simply be coincidence. It clearly shows that crows have the ability to think, understand, and plan. They are not just surviving. They are running their world with intelligence. John Marsluff's experiment. Now let's talk about the experiment that proved crows do not just recognize you. They remember you for years. And not only that, they also teach others. In 2006, a scientist named John Marsluff wanted to find out whether crows could recognize human faces. But testing this directly was difficult. He did not want to become the target of an attack himself. So he used a strange method. He wore a caveman mask. While wearing that mask, he went to catch some crows in order to tag them. He did not harm them, but the crows did not like it. They made loud calls, attacked, and then flew away. Now the real test began. When the same scientist came back without the mask, the crows did nothing. When he wore a different mask, such as a Dick Cheney mask, there was still no reaction. But the moment he wore the caveman mask again, everything changed. The crows started shouting, chasing him, and attacking him. You might think, fine, the crows who were caught remembered him. But here comes the biggest twist. Over time, the number of attacking crows kept increasing. First there were 7, then 20, then 40. And the most shocking part? Even 5 years later, when that same mask was worn again, new crows also attacked. Crows that had not even been born at the time of the original experiment. And yet they still knew. That means the information did not remain in just one brain. It spread across a network, and even across generations. So if you have ever troubled a crow, there is a chance your face is still stored somewhere in their system. Crow society, culture, justice, funerals, economy. This may sound strange, but crows seem to have their own kind of society, their own rules, their own system, and their own way of doing things. First, let's talk about their funerals. When a crow dies, the others do not simply fly away. They gather. They sit on nearby trees and produce a specific kind of call. Earlier, people thought this was mourning. But now, many scientists believe it may be more than sadness. It may be more like an investigation, almost like a crime scene analysis. They observe how their companion died. Was it a cat? A car? A human? That means they may be learning how to avoid the same danger in the future. Now let's talk about something like a court system. If a crow breaks the group's rules, for example, taking food from a smaller crow or behaving aggressively, others may surround it, shout at it, peck at it, and sometimes even drive it away from the group. That suggests a kind of justice. If you do wrong, you get punished. And now comes the most interesting part: gift exchange. Some people have noticed that if they regularly feed crows, the birds sometimes bring things back: shiny stones, bits of glass, or even coins. This is not a joke. It resembles a kind of exchange, as if they are saying, "You helped us, so this is from us." This shows that crows appear to keep both a good list and a bad list. They recognize people who are kind and treat them differently. And they remember those who are harmful, keep their distance, or even punish them. Now put everything together. Funerals, court-like punishment, exchange. What does this suggest? It suggests that crows are not just living. They are living within a system. Crow dialects and the crow internet. And if you think this is all limited to one place, then the story becomes even bigger. Because when the AI connected crow calls from different areas, it found something surprising. Crows have dialects. Just as humans in different cities have different accents or languages, crows from different places also sound slightly different. But the real story begins here. Some specific calls, especially danger warnings and food-related signals, do not stay limited to one area. They spread slowly from one group to another, almost like something going viral on the internet. Imagine that in one city, crows create a special call for a new danger. After some months, that same call starts appearing in crows from another city, even if those crows have never encountered that danger themselves. The AI called this an analog internet. That means even without phones or digital networks, information is being shared. One crow teaches another. That crow teaches its group. And in this way, knowledge keeps spreading. And the most remarkable part? It does not stop with one generation. New generations also learn the same things and carry them forward. Humans learn through books, schools, and the internet. Crows seem to learn from one another's experiences, without any of those systems. And sometimes, information may spread through them so efficiently that it feels almost like a natural social network. In simple words, this is not just bird communication. This may be a complete network, a kind of crow internet that is constantly updating, learning, and improving. The encryption theory. For months, the AI system kept listening to crow sounds, identifying patterns, and getting closer to understanding them. It began to feel like just a little more work remained, and we might finally understand their language. The machine's confidence was increasing. It trusted what it was learning. But then, suddenly, something changed. A strange shift appeared in the data. The pattern of crow sounds was no longer the same. Earlier, there had been a clear sequence, one call followed by another. Now a new kind of rhythm appeared, something more like a beat, a pulse-like pattern that had never been recorded before. The AI tried to understand it, but this time it failed. Its confidence dropped. The same system that had been categorizing everything suddenly became confused. The output became messy, as if the machine could no longer understand what was happening. At first, scientists thought it might just be a new dialect or a regional variation. But when they compared data from different places, they found that this change was not limited to one location. It was spreading across many places, like a new trend moving quickly through the network. And this is where a disturbing possibility begins. What if this was not just a new pattern? What if it was a deliberate change? Some researchers have suggested that crows may have realized that someone was listening to them. Microphones placed in trees. Strange human behavior. People standing still, watching, recording. All of this would be unusual to them. And if crows are intelligent enough to recognize humans and interpret intentions, then could they also understand that they are being observed? This is where the encryption theory comes in. In other words, they changed their language. Just as humans change codes so others cannot understand them, crows may have shifted the way they communicate. The pattern the AI was learning may have been the old open channel. But as soon as they became suspicious, they may have switched to a new method, one the machine could not decode. Think about that. If this is true, it does not mean they went silent. It means they hid their real communication. The sounds being recorded now may be nothing more than distraction, noise meant to confuse the listener. And the real information? It may be traveling in some other form, on some other frequency, in some way we have not even imagined yet. And that is the most frightening part of the story. Because now the question is not whether they can speak. The question is, what are they hiding from us? If they truly changed their language, then they are now talking in the dark. And we have absolutely no idea what is being planned there. If you enjoy mysterious videos like this, subscribe to the channel now, like the video, and press the bell icon so you never miss a new update.